What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel DC Comics Multiverse Build-A-Figure Clayface. The figures you need to complete Clayface are Superman, Batwoman, Jessica Cruz, Two-Face, and Martian Manhunter. Once you have all 5 figures, you can put together your very own Clayface. With that being said, guys, let's actually take a little break, get him off the stand, and have a better look at Clayface. And here we have Clayface fully assembled and off the stand, and you can see he is a really beefy figure, and you can't really get him in one shot on my studio. You can see I can push him back all the way to the back of my studio, and you still can't see below his knees. He is just a monster of a figure, no pun intended. Now, seeing as how Clayface is the Build-A-Figure, he is an amalgamation of different accessories put into one figure. Originally, Clayface was supposed to come with 2 accessories. He was supposed to come with a scythe hand and a mallet or mace hand. Unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to still get those figures. They were supposed to be Toys R Us exclusive figures, but now they're just off in limbo, so chances are we're never going to see his alternate hand, so he just has the fist. And the way I know is that his hands pop off really easy, so I don't know if those figures are still planned, if we're getting his accessories sometime down the road, but as it stands, this is the only Clayface we're gonna have. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually have a better look at Clayface. And so here we have a really good look at Clayface, and you can see they did a really good job sculpting him. His teeth look nasty. He has those really piercing yellow eyes. And if we can open his mouth, you can see he actually has a second row of teeth. And that's just really, really creepy. I love that. Now, if you're not familiar with the way this Clayface looks, he's actually from the Rebirth series of Detective Comics. He was actually part of the Bat Family school. I don't know, the Bat Family? The Bat Squad? I don't know what you want to call them. But he is just monstrous, and he looks really, really nice. They did a good job just painting the inside of his mouth. Now, my Clayface, his jaw is actually cooperating on camera, but it's really, really loose. You can see it doesn't want to stay closed now. And it is a little bit unfortunate, but you know, I'm okay with it because I'm going to have Clayface with his mouth opened anyway. When we get him a little further back, so we can just take a look at how monstrous he is. That is a really big hand. I'm not talking about my hand, I'm talking about his hand. He's just overall really monstrous. You can see he does have these really 2 giant fists, and I do love that. Would really love to see those weapon hands, but I don't know if we'll ever get them. When we get onto the back, you can see all these nice little wrinkles and folds in him. It just looks really, really nice. I do love it. A lot of care went into sculpting Clayface, and that is really obvious. You can tell just by the way he is sculpted, his paint. Everything about this figure is really well done, and he's one of my favorite Build-A-Figures, if not my favorite at the moment. They even went as far as sculpting these little patches on his feet. This is one detail they didn't have to include, but they did anyway. And it's just really, really nice that we get to see that. And I unfortunately don't have a DC Superheroes Clayface or a DC Universe Classics Clayface. So as it stands, this is the only Clayface I own, and it's a really nice figure. So thumbs up to Mattel for giving us this figure. With his details out of the way, let's actually try to get him compared to a few figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Clayface posed next to a DC Universe Classics Batman. Here we have Clayface posed next to a Marvel Legends Bucky Cat mold. Here we have Clayface posed next to the DC Multiverse Two-Face. Here we have Clayface posed next to a Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure of Thanos. And finally, here we have Clayface posed next to a DC Universe Classics Doomsday, and if you can see if I zoom the camera out, these guys take up the entirety of my studio. So Clayface is a really, really bulky, massive figure, and like I said, I really do love that. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually try to get his articulation all on camera. Now he does have a swivel in the head. His head only rotates 360 degrees vertically instead of horizontally. He has a hinge in the jaw which lets his jaw open and close, and like I said, that's a really loose joint on mine. I can't even force it closed because it stays open, so there's that. His arms are on ball joints and they go out really far. You can see Clayface has a really impressive wingspan. They do a full 360, not at all hindered by anything. Well, oh my goodness, they are hindered. But his arms do go forward. They really don't go back because how massive his back is. So you're really only going to get his arms going forward and up to about that far. He has a single bend in the elbow, but it is functional. As you can see, it works fine. And we do get a swivel in that. He has a swivel and a hinge in the wrist. So you can get his fist in and out. Really do like that. He has an upper ball joint in the torso, although it's only used for crunching. There's no rotation in it. You can see it does crunch forward, crunches back. He does have rotation in the waist, which mine is a little bit loose. Legs do go forward only to about there, go back about that far, go out all the way, so impressive range on Clayface right there. He swivels just above the knee. He is single jointed at the knee. He swivels at the shin, has a hinge in the ankle which goes back and forward. And then he also does have rocker ankle, so we can actually get Clayface pose in a lot of good poses. So with that being said, guys, let's actually get Clayface pose and on my stand, and then we'll wrap up his review. So sit tight, everyone. And so here we have Clayface posed for my final thoughts. Overall, this is such a really nice figure. I really do recommend, if you're a fan of Detective Comics, DC Comics, a Clayface, Batman, you do need this figure in your Rogues Gallery. He is such a phenomenal figure. You're going to want to have him in your display. Now, unfortunately, this wave is a little hard to find in stores. I've only been able to find Martian Manhunter at retail. I was fortunate enough to find all 5 figures at my local comic book store. So huge shout out to Asylum Comics for being able to get these guys out to me so I can show them off to you guys. If you can get hold of this Clayface, I really do recommend you pick him up. Now, secondhand market, I have seen him go up to as cheap as $100, but as much as $150. That is outrageous for one figure, but it's such a really nice figure. I think the price is well worth it. So if you can get your hands on this Clayface, definitely do it. And with that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as the rest of the DC Multiverse figures. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.